Greetings. Thank you for joining me this Saturday morning or Saturday afternoon, rather. My name is Janice, and you are living in 3D with Janice B, where we talk about dreams, divination, and the doing of spiritual work to bring about manifestations in our life. So this morning, I wanted to share with you another dream that I had a few nights ago. This dream involved me. It was really short, so I was sitting in a chair, and there were about maybe 4 or 5 women, um, you know, kind of older women who were just putting hairpins in my head. The little black hairpins that uh, women usually put in their hair, and men too sometimes, depending on the hairstyle, just to kind of hold the hair together. And that was it. That was the end of the dream. I was sitting down, and the women were just like taking hairpins and putting them in my hair, and I woke up. So, you know me, like I always say, the first thing that I do is, after I write down the dream, I start thinking to myself, what does that mean? What does it mean to me? And so I'm thinking, okay, hair. What is hair? It's not just, oh yeah, the thing that we have to get together before we go out, so we want to look good. But hair also serves as it is that, but it also serves as protection of some sort. So I'm thinking like, okay, my hair is a protector for my head. And what is the head? A lot of symbology behind what the head is, but the head, for me, it represents the seat of consciousness. It represents where a lot of mental activity is going on. There's a long list of things that people associate with the head. So I'm thinking of the hair is protecting this, my head, things that are going on, things that are of importance to me are, here. So I looked at it as protection, but more importantly, the hairpins. What do the hairpins represent? To me, the hairpins represent organization or the coming of things coming together, um, you know, to realize a goal. That goal being keeping the hair together, but you know, keying into what these things represent. Something coming together, something being held in place, some type of organization of sorts. So that was my initial observation or analysis. Then, of course, a few days later, I did a divination, and I wanted to kind of share that with you in another video. I'm going to try to merge the two together to show you what I got from the from the video, from the divination. So give me 1 second, and I will show you the divination.
So when I cast, the first thing that stood out for me was excitement, right? So it talks about me having a feeling of excitement about something. And this feeling of excitement is something that's new, something that was hidden from me at one point. It's excitement about something that was hidden or inaccessible to me at one point, but it's like a discovery, like a new discovery, something that's going to, like they say, come out from the woodwork. It talks about, you know, the newness or the beginning of something, and that's going to result in excitement for me. Also, what stood out as relevant is there's a man that I was not protected from, and he was responsible for it. It showed up as him being someone who, how can I say it, who really, it talks about the movement, like of some type of spiritual work or some type of spiritual energy that he was responsible for, and I wasn't protected from it. And that particular energy, it that, or that spiritual energy was the feeling or the emotion behind it was based in lies. So it was some type of spiritual work that a man did, or some type of like, and that I wasn't protected from, and it was based off of a lie. Like maybe someone saying, hey, I'm going to do this for you, but they really didn't. And it was very heavy, showing up in the area was saying that it was very, a lot of emotion, a lot of energy was put into this, right? And then, I see where that energy, all of that mental energy is coming to a period where it's going to be closed up. So now I see something that talks about um, in this particular cycle the decline of that activity. That the decline of that activity. So whatever he was doing was creating situations where things were being closed. For me, things weren't moving, things were being closed. And so it's coming to a point where that period of closure, of things being closed for me, is going to kind of go into the woodwork and be removed from me. Goes into a state of hiding, of no longer being relevant. And excitement, as we said before, is something that's coming. Um, so I also saw where, it was interesting, there was women in the dream. So I see mothers or mother figures in coming up in my dreams and having a lot to do with desires and visions and things that I want, to have in my life. So it talks about the mothers being responsible, helping with that, and also magic helping with that. And interestingly enough, I see the mothers and the magic kind of being like a separator from, or a barrier from, something that may have been um, um, resulting from a deceitful woman. Uh, Also, one thing that I see, which is very important, and it kind of stood out for me, is what is the thing that kind of was the underlying, like the reason behind all of this? Like, what was the the catalyst, or the thing that was responsible for some of the stuff? And it talks about a bad person, some type of organized uh, efforts, or from a bad person. And this bad person has something to do with, like, with a daughter, or something kind of stopping some type of progress concerning a daughter. This bad person, but this was more in the past. And it also talked about that. Also talked about a need. There was, a need to protect myself um, from that organized effort from this bad person. These are some of the main things that stood out. Also, I see um, one thing that also stood out is I see where it talks about, like, uh, some type of extended awareness that I'm able to, that I'm coming into, like, the extended awareness that I will that I'm coming into, which is resulting from spiritual baths, some type of spiritual initiation, and also courage, also courage. So courage, some spiritual initiation, and spiritual bath helps, present this type of awareness, extended awareness that I now have, which is helping all these things to turn out good for me. And also, I see where it talks about the power to help bring about those things will be loyalty, and that's loyalty to the process, loyalty to my relationship that I'm establishing with the spirits, all of that stuff. So these are just some of the main things that that stood out, and like that seemed very relevant to the dream, and is very relevant to something that I'm very intimately familiar with, and something that I went through. So some work was supposedly done for me a few years ago, uh, by it was how can I say it? It involved a man and a woman. The actual man is the one who was the one who's supposed to do the spiritual work. And I found out later on that the work that he did was not, that he wasn't a person. He was like a bad person, had bad character, and he did a lot of botched work for people, purposely. So that talks about this man that I wasn't protected from, and his work was based on the lies and stuff like that, and he organizing this thing. He was the bad person, and it does have something to do with a daughter or possible daughter, that type of situation. But clearly here, the dream is telling me that I'm about to come into a period of, excitement. Also, another thing that stood out is it talked about failure because, things were closed for me, as I said, but the closure is about to go into a state of decline. But previously, certain things that I was working on pertaining to this resulted in failure. But that failure is a part of the past. The failure that was something that was showing up for me in the past. Failure in trying to make certain things happen. They just weren't moving the way that I wanted them to. So I found all of this very, very interesting. The hairpins to me is saying that this is something, things are coming together. I recently have been doing some really great spiritual work with my current elders who are helping me through a lot of situations. And so the hairpins symbolize, things coming together for me. The interesting thing that I would like to share with you, and this is true. This sounds like something probably out of a movie, but it's 100% true. The next morning when I woke up from that dream, I went to the mirror to, take care of, getting myself together for the morning. And on the left side of my sink, I saw a hairpin. Now, mind you, I don't have hairpins in my hair. Nobody that I'm aware of, is using hairpins, but the hairpin showed up on the left side of my sink. What I can tell you is symbolically, what that said to me is that this the hairpins, like I said, symbolize things coming together. That things are coming together for me, and this is like my harvest. It's like reaping the rewards of the past work that has been done for me, the good work that has been done for me by my current elders, that they've done for me, and the things that I have been doing. I'm going to reap those rewards. So coming together, the organization, the things that were done to hold things together, I'm going to start to reap the rewards of those efforts. And so this is what the dream was saying. And right now, this is my map that I'm actually showing you. I'm taking a good look at where things are, because I'm still growing, and we all are still growing on this journey. And very, very possible I'll come back and I look at this later on and I'm able to see even more things. But these are the main things that stood out for me, and I was very glad to be able to have that level of insight into what's going on. So I just wanted to share that with you. And you know what? I'm very happy that you were able to join me uh, for another episode of Living in 3D with Janice B. So if you would like for me to help you with interpreting some of your dreams, feel free to contact me. My email is jbdivines@gmail.com. I'll be happy to assist you with, for no charge. And I look forward to talking to you next week. Until then, live in 3D, dream, divine, and do. Take care.
I'm back. I hope that that was of interest to you. What I wanted to come back to say is, if you are interested, I previously gave my email address, where I'll be more than happy to assist you with any dream interpretations or in generalized readings. But if you're interested in learning yourself how you can, um, live life more in 3D. You want to learn how to have a better interpretation of your dreams. You want to even learn how to divine, um, and use spiritual tools, how to create and use spiritual tools to help you in your life. I encourage each one of you to check out IIKDS. I myself, I am an apprentice of Chief Amachi in the School of IIKDS, and the website where you can go is IIKDS.org, and there's several classes there. The Dream Warriors class was the one of the first classes that I took, which will give you a lot of insight to the dreams. You also have the divination, the different levels, and the genie doll classes. There's a lot of classes there. Please go and check them out. We're moving into times where we're trying to reclaim this knowledge, and it's becoming more and more important for us as individuals to have a certain level of self-sufficiency when it comes to some things. I am still an apprentice. I'm still a student. I go to my elders, Chief Amachi and other elders in the continent, for assistance for some things. Um, but there's a certain level of things that we will be able to do for ourselves, and it's important to move to that state. So again, I encourage each of you to go to IIKDS.org and check out all the fabulous classes from Chief Amachi. So hopefully I'll see you, and we'll cross paths in some of the upcoming classes. Again, continue to live in 3D, and I will see you next week. Take care.